This case is empty.
What do you mean, empty?
Empty. The opposite of full. This case is supposed to be full! Anyone care to explain?
So, this is Louis, otherwise known as the man who formerly disappeared, but now who is back. If you have been a subscriber of mine, you should be used to this by now. I have a bunch of people messaging me and stuff, being like, are you dead, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I'm not dead. It's just that I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077, and also I got a week suspension on freaking Twitter because I said retard. You know, I literally say, see you guys later, I'm going to go play this game, you nigger, something like that, and it's like, nothing comes of that. But like a month ago, there was a tweet where I said retard. And that's what I get suspended for. Just, what can I say with Twitter? So I had people messaging me all over, trying to get a hold of me, thinking I'm dead. No, I've been playing Cyberpunk and I've been banned on Twitter. So pretty much, unless I upload something, I don't really have much of an outlet to discuss anything unless it's on Parler or something, and I don't really feel like doing that. So you're not going to get any gameplay in this video. I'm going to be talking about Cyberpunk. You're not getting any gameplay because this game is not easy to record. I tried lowering my settings and playing it, and unfortunately this game is not very well optimized, and I am working on a system that is outdated. This game is incredibly hardware demanding. Incredibly. It might be the most demanding game that I've played in freaking 5 or so years. This game is very heavy in terms of what it demands of your system. And I'm not surprised at all that people on the lower end consoles are having all kinds of problems, because it's like my computer can barely run this. And I know that I need a new video card. I need a variety of things that get up to, A-level spec, in my view. But I'm not that far in the past. I'm just a few years behind. And yet my system is freaking running at like 110% just to get this game running on like medium. So this game is not well optimized. This game is designed for top-level PCs. So we're not talking like 5 years old, 3 years old. We're talking like you just got a new video card, you just got a new system, you just custom designed it, and you're overclocking it. Like, that is the kind of computer that this game is spec'd for, and I am in no way surprised that this game is not running very well on all these different consoles. Because the fact is, this game is not running very well as it stands. Unfortunately, with the release of this game, it is a game that was rushed. Like I said, there's a good chance that it will be, or at least a chance that it's going to be rushed. I was proven right about that, although I sort of downplayed that because I figured with the last delay that they would work through a lot of this, but man.
Remo, things are very fucked up down there,
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking.
Visually speaking, there are a lot of bugs. On my first playthrough, I had a game-breaking bug in my campaign because I didn't save enough. I didn't have enough saves. I saved on a point where I broke the main campaign and I couldn't roll it back. There was an objective that couldn't be completed, so I had to restart the game. Unfortunately, like even my autosaves, I couldn't roll back to 1 to offset that, so my campaign was broken. And rather than fiddle around with it or wait for a patch or anything like that, I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just going to restart, because I have been really delving deep into the mechanics of the actual playstyles. I have played at least three, maybe 4 different like builds for your player character. And I've come to the conclusion, like many others, that the perk system in this game is broken. That there are several different perks in this game through multiple builds. So it's like, it's not just the body class, it's also the cold blood class in whatever it is, cool. Those 2 skill sets are broken. And that is, to me, unacceptable. I will deal with the variety of bugs that you have. I will deal with the variety of visual blips, and you can attribute some of that to my own system. So there are ways in which that I can give this game the benefit of the doubt in terms of the rollout, but I will not give 1 inch on the question of your perk system being broken. And I was feeling like I was going insane. Like, I was messaging people, I was questioning others, I was looking online for days, being like, am I fucking crazy, or are these perks not working? The most evident one is health regeneration. Health regeneration, whether it's body or whether it's cold-blooded, does not fucking work. And I thought I was losing my fucking mind up until finally I saw a thread, I think it was Reddit, where it was like 36 people all saying they're having the same exact problem, where sometimes it works, but 99% of the time it does not work. And it's totally random. It's totally sporadic in terms of when it starts to heal, at what point it starts to heal, whether it heals at all. And even I was testing this yesterday, and I was getting so angry doing this because I should not be beta testing your perk system, okay? I should not be doing that. This is not a fucking beta. This is release date plus however many, okay? This is totally unacceptable that you have been patching this game, and they've done, I think, 2 patches, 1 hotfix and 1 big patch, and this is since release day, since that patch, and you have not fixed your fucking perk system. That is utterly fucking unacceptable. And so if you feel inclined to refund this game, I am not going to stand in your way or give you any grief whatsoever, because to me this is totally unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable that something so fucking fundamental is not working in your game. That literally I was getting freaking wasted in the second zone in the game, where there's multiple zones, like there's the center, there's Watson, there's Santo Domingo, whatever it is, there's Pacifica. I'm getting freaking wasted in the next zone, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I went from being God of this game, I went from being unkillable with Mantis arms, where I was going up against a dozen guys at once, and despite not having health regeneration, wasting them, to getting wasted by like 3 guys. And it's like, what the fuck just happened? The difficulty curve just skyrocketed, and it's because the perks aren't working. The perks aren't working. And to me, it's like, that forces you, that boxes you into basically going online, scrutinizing with 100 other Spiderfinger idiots that are playing this game like 80 hours, and trying to get around to the idea of, how can I play this game just to play the game? Because, unfortunately, only so many perks are working right now, so you can't play certain builds. There are certain builds of this game that you can't freaking play because they rely on perks that don't work. That is some amateur hour shit right there. It really is just one of those things where, when I was getting so angry about the character creator and the variety of other things that I was getting upset about during the development cycle of this game, this is exactly why I was getting so upset. Is all the amount of time that you're spending on that bullshit, the absolute surface level garbage that never comes into play. Your gender never comes into play. The only thing that matters is masculine voice, feminine voice, and that is he, she, and that's it. And it restricts the 4 fucking romances that there are in the game, the 4 primary romances. And that's the only fucking feature where it matters. They focus so heavily on that when your perk system didn't fucking work! Forget about all the fucking graphics problems there are. Forget about the people on console that can't even play the game because it's bricking their system. Forget about all of that. When I'm getting fucking lit up and wasted by guys in the second district of the game who are below my level, They're kicking my ass with tech weapons and smart weapons because my perks aren't working, so I can't combat them in the way that I've designed my character. You force me in the position where I'm playing long range when I'm a close range character. When I can't beat them because my perks aren't working, because I have put all of my fucking points into cold-blooded, and half of these fucking perks aren't working, it's so frustrating to me. It is so deeply frustrating because now it requires one of two things, okay? I either have to fucking spend 100,000 eddies in this fucking game, which takes you hours to earn. Hours and so many missions to earn that money. I have to spend 100,000 eddies to respec my character and now fundamentally change the way that I play the character, or I have to restart a new fucking campaign when I am on my third campaign. I have not gotten past the fucking second district in this game because I have spent so much time doing other things and building up my character. This would be utterly excusable on their part if it was just a difference between AI. So you go from fighting Maelstrom and Tiger Claw to fighting Arasaka and the variety of other people that are in the game. Whoever uses smart weapons and tech weapons, they're, as far as I can tell, hard as shit. Because, man, they land every fucking shot. And when you aren't regenerating health, you got to take cover. It's very difficult to play close quarters in that. When they are spraying at you and they're hitting every fucking round. On very hard difficulty, man, you get freaking lit up, you're done. It's 2 bursts and you're dead. No matter how much you've padded yourself out. You get lit up by 2 people, you're dead. So you gotta play smart. It really pushes you to play stealth because of that if you play on very hard difficulty. Because, like I say, all you need is 2 guys to get 2 smart weapons and they're all, spraying at you and dead. Dead instantly. Restart. It's so frustrating to me that it isn't a matter of playstyle because the AI in this game is shit. And that has been something that I've pretty much seen everyone say, that the AI in this game is shit, and I don't disagree. I have sometimes seen the AI do some smart things. I had someone say to me over Twitter that they don't flank. That's not true. I've seen them flank me. I've had them flank me at least 4 times. But if you go close quarters, it doesn't matter because you're just faster than them. They'll try to flank you, but you'll be up behind them by the time they've gotten around to flank you. And you can stab them in the back and kill them. If you play a certain kind of build that I've been playing, on more than one build, where you're very fast, you can basically maneuver so quickly that they can't distinguish which direction you're coming from. And I've had it happen where they've been shooting at the exact area, and this is not a bug, this is intentional. They have lost sight of me. I've gone stealth, popped back up. They're shooting at the position where I was, and I come up behind them and just chop them to bits using mantis blades. I've also done the katana as well, which is very fun when it works. But a lot of times now, because of their frickin' problems, it doesn't. So, with this rant, I am not here to say to you that this game is shit. Because it absolutely is not. This game is not shit. This game is a very, very flawed, 8, 9 out of 10 game, as far as I can tell. I haven't even gotten very far in the game, but I have played through a decent number of the story missions, and everything is working. In such a harmonious way that it's so frustrating to me, dude. It's so frustrating. You cannot understand how frustrating it is. Where it's like you have twists that are catching me totally by surprise. You have excellent fucking voice acting and a decent script. Not a great script, but a decent script. You have good drama, good interpersonal conflict, and a very big question of who people are, who their real identities are, what their angles are. And it's everyone, man. It's everyone. Everyone you're dealing with, man. You are questioning, what are they after? What's their real role? And there are twists in that where you find out that, this person's a proxy, this person is a turncoat, this person is pursuing another agenda. Like, to me, this is a very good interwoven story, at least so far in the game, where I have been enjoying it. And at one point in the game, man, do they really flip the actual narrative where you think it's going to go, where you think, like, okay, this is the antagonist. Boom, dude, they flip it. And it's like, wow, man, I did not see that coming. And, man, it was crazy. The first playthrough I had with the campaign, I didn't get that far. And the third one, I'm pretty far. Not super far into the game, but well into the second act of the game. Even though I haven't really done much in terms of the other, areas of the map, because it's just like, I can't do it. Any of these enemies that I'm going up against that I have smart or tech weapons, man, I am just getting freaking massacred. It's pretty much only the enemies with power weapons that I can take on, because that's the way I spec my character. And it's like, whoops, that was not a good move, because now you're going up against enemies that can't miss you. That no matter where they're shooting, it's basically fucking, what's his name from The Fifth Element.
One shot. And replay sends every following shot to the same location.
The enemies are Zorg in this game when they get their hands on smart weapons, dude. They do not miss. And on very hard difficulty, they just waste your ass. So it forces you to basically play like Call of Duty, where you have to be behind cover, you have to use cover, you have to do ranged, you have to focus on getting headshots. And I had my builds where I had it with pistols and I had silencers. I'll give you some advice. Don't go with crits. Don't go with silencers. Forget silencers. Do not go with stealth unless you go full stealth. But then watch out. You better be getting headshots, because goddamn, dude, if you are not getting headshots, this game is punishing. You got to get headshots, and yeah. But anyways, getting back to the points of praise, like, the music is in large part good. The radio music is kind of hit and miss, but the main music of the game is actually pretty freaking good. Dialogue is fairly good. Voice acting is good. The narrative so far is interesting, and man, is it freaking... The pacing on it is pretty crazy, where there are missions in this game that are timed, and I really, 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 really do not like that. I really, really, really do not like timed missions, and especially when I don't know that they're timed. I've had timed missions that were side missions where I failed because I just went and did something else, and I'm like, all right, time to go do that. And it's like, no, you failed. You waited too long. And it's like, guys, you can't be doing this, because then it forces me to keep playing, and I have to keep playing story missions, and I can't just go do other stuff. I don't like that. They should stop that. Get rid of that feature, because if I don't know it's a timed mission, I don't want to fail a mission just because I don't want to be continuously playing story missions throughout this playthrough. I'd like to be able to do other things. You have this big-ass world with all this shit to do. This is not any kind of 20-hour game, but it feels like a 20-hour game because you have timed missions, and I don't know when they're not timed. I'm afraid to do anything other than these missions because they're timed. And I'm failing them because they're timed. Because I'm trying to do anything else other than play these missions. I like to do other things, please. It's an open world game. Allow me to explore the open world. Or at least say, timed. In the story, like, I go in the journal, I check the mission, timed. Okay, now I have to pay attention to the mission. But I really, really, really don't like timed missions where they don't give you any idea that it's timed. Because in every one of these missions, they're saying, oh my god, we gotta rush, we gotta do this, oh my god, there's only so much time. And it's like, okay, is this timed? Well, I can't explore the world, I can't do any, I can't go to instances or do side missions or do gigs. I gotta keep playing these missions because they're all timed. Not good structure. So, are the missions good? Yeah, I'm liking the missions, but it's like, I really, really dislike that. Because what the fuck is the point of the open world then? What is the point of the open world where you have this massive fucking map with 1.5 million goddamn instances to go fight, which, man, is that just lifted straight out of Ubisoft? And I gotta, some of the side missions are fine. They're more story oriented, and that's fine. Some of them are just very repetitive, but all of the combat missions where it's blue, which are the police gigs or scanner hustles, something like that, those are all straight up lifted, copy-pasted Ubisoft model instances, and thumbs down on those. Some you have to do in order to get other missions, but a lot of them are optional where you can just pass right by and you don't have to do them. But if you want to get really good gear and all kinds of other shit, then I would highly recommend them, because you can get all kinds of crazy shit doing those missions. So they're kind of like gear missions where you go there, you collect all the loot, and you get some good shit, but it's just copy-paste for every single fucking one. So in that regard, I gotta give that a thumbs down, because that's lazy. Lazy as fuck. And you shouldn't be doing that, especially when all your missions are timed. Like, take the amount of missions they have like that for scanner hustles, cut them by a third, or maybe in half. Cut them in half and have those on the map so that they're at least a little bit more original, that they're a little bit less common. But then the question is, well, what are you going to do for money, and what are you going to do for gear, and are you going to have to buy all your gear or craft all your gear? Unfortunately, it seems like the design in that regard is just kind of sloppy, that they're like, okay, well, when it comes to buying cars, when it comes to buying guns, when it comes to buying gear, it's expensive. And any one of these gigs that you're going to do are going to pay out anywhere from 1,000 eddies to 4,000 eddies, I think have been max. And if you go in to buy a katana, and the katana's $3,800, well, that's one gig. That's one gig for one sword. So, if you want to buy any kind of cars, which are like anywhere from 13,000 eddies all the way up, that I've seen of 200, I think, has been the most expensive. At least 175 I've seen. But I think I saw one for 225, somewhere around there. Bro, that's like, I don't even know, a whole day. That's a whole day of work. A whole day of grind to get 200,000 eddies in this fucking game. That's a lot of fucking work to get that amount of money in this game. I've only had it happen, I think, once, where you rob a guy's stash and you get like 10K. 10K, that's been the biggest payout of the whole game. And it's a specific mission, I believe, for robbing somebody's stash. You get 10K. Okay? 10K. That's 10K out of maybe 125,000 to buy one of the starter, not even like the supercars, but like a higher end sports car, a higher end coupe, is 125 or 137,000 eddies in this game. And the biggest payout I've gotten is 10K in a mission. So this is some GTA 5 level kind of fucking grind here, okay? Or GTA Online, I mean. Some grind to this fucking game to get some good shit. And I'm pretty economical. I don't do what I did in other games where I sell everything. In this game, I would destroy everything for parts, for tech. And I don't know how good or how much I would recommend that. I don't know how much I recommend stripping down every gun, every piece of clothing you get. It's very quick to keep you moving, keep you going in the game. It's very good for that. But I don't know if I'd recommend it in terms of saving money in this game. Because, unfortunately, like, the level of grind in the game to get eddies to buy what you're allowed to buy in this game, it is brutal, man. It is, like I say, GTA Online levels of fucking grind. So it's pretty fucking brutal. And I would recommend maybe instead of doing what I've done, to pay attention to what you have in your inventory. And if you have some $20 guns, $30 guns, $20 outfit, a piece of clothing, maybe delete that, disassemble that to put it in your crafting. But if you get something that's worth 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, anywhere around there, there's things that are worth more than that you can find, sell all of those. Keep them on you and then sell all of them. There's drop bins all over the city. Drop them in there, sell them off, keep those eddies. Don't disassemble them. And I know that's not going to be good if you go into crafting, because a lot of the purple pieces of items that you need to assemble new items, they're pretty fucking rare. But I think there's a skill you can eventually get, which I don't know if it works or not, where you can take what you have for whites and greens, which you get a lot of if you disassemble items, but I don't know if it works or not, and I've never gotten to it because it's like a high level ability. And I've been, I think, level 27, and I don't believe I have it yet. Level 27, and I don't believe I have that ability yet. So, yeah, it's pretty high level. Pretty high level to get that ability to actually craft some decent things in this game. So, yeah. I don't know, like, there's a lot of positives to this game, but I would say that there's a lot of downsides at the same time, where I don't know if there is quite the balance that this game really requires. I really think that acknowledging the problems that exist visually, which a lot of people are having problems with, is one thing. The mission issues that people are having. I've had several missions that were bugged in that. Granting all of that, I believe that this developer should move heaven and earth to fix their perk trees, fix the skills, fix that. You know, that to me is like, you cannot play this game on very hard difficulty where you are basically rolling the dice to see if your perks will work or not. That is really, really bad. And that is not something that I expected to have happen. It's not something that I really can say there's any excuse for, because I know that I am no longer alone in understanding that these problems are occurring. I have seen at least a few dozen people online in the exact same way that I'm having problems. They too are also having the same problems in the exact same manner. So this to me is a very clear sign there is a problem. And I don't know whether it is save-based, what exactly is causing it, because it is inconsistent. It is not a consistent problem outside of health regen. Health regen is the biggest sign that the perk system is not working, because so many people are saying that 90% of the time nothing happens. Nothing happens. Stipulation or not, when it comes to health regen, inside and outside of combat, it is not working. So there is at least one skill that exists in multiple builds and multiple trees that is specifically not working. So I believe that is like five or so perks, at least, that I can think of. It's the first one in body, then there's another one that you get to, I think, increase the numbers or increase the instances. There's another one in body for a passive ability outside of combat. That's another 3 perk points, I believe. There's, I believe, 2 in cool by itself, so that's 5. You know, there are so many perks in this game based around health regen, and none of them work. None of them work. That is unacceptable. And those are just the easiest ones to explain to you, where I think that there's no getting around it. There's too many people experiencing the exact same problem, and I've been playing this game like there's no tomorrow, and I have been experiencing that over and over and over again, where I have played different playthroughs, I've played multiple builds, and every single time I invest any points in regen, it is a waste of fucking time. It is a waste of effort. It's a waste of perks and leveling, that it simply does not work. The only 2 ways that there are to get your health back in this game is 1, passively outside of combat by eating food and taking the huffers, whatever they're called. It's called something, but I forget, where it's just a consumable item. That works in combat, but nothing else. Nothing else works, except for maybe one of the things that you can buy from a Ripper Doc, where it's like every time you get a kill, you get a certain amount of health back. Maybe that works. So you're like, here's 8,000 eddies, Ripper Doc. Hey Vic, here's 8,000 fucking eddies for a fucking piece of hardware that may or may not work. And I might be even underselling that, how much the fucking the cyberware it costs in this game. Like I say, it is GTA 5 levels of fucking money usage, where you got to be watching what you are spending. You better be watching, boy, how much of that money you're blowing on whatever. You're buying clothes, you're buying guns, you're buying swords. Your cyberware, you better be watching how much you're fucking spending. Because, boy, when you get to the heist, man, are you going to need that motherfucking money. You're going to need that motherfucking money when you get through that heist, because the game is like, okay, you ready for that difficulty curve? It's like, whoa! Like you're going up on a fucking roller coaster going way up. The difficulty curve goes, whoa! Like as soon as you get to the heist, it just drops down. It just craters. But man, here you go. Whoa! Back up! Back up! Oh my god, the game's fucking impossible now. I'm fighting guys with smart weapons and they're killing me in 2 bursts. So I gotta go out and spend like 8,000 eddies to buy all this new gear, because I had my gear bugged. As soon as I got to the heist, it gave me back all my gear. It was all bugged. All my gear was bugged. I'm like, no, you gotta be shitting me. All of my gear is bugged. I couldn't put it on. I could not put it on. I looked online. That's a bug. It's a bug where it give you all your gear back and you can't put it on. And it's like, no, that's all my shit. So I had to go out, and I must have spent somewhere between 8,000 or 9,000 eddies just getting back similar tier gear that I had. I had to buy a whole new wardrobe for armor's sake, and I had to buy new weapons. And I got lucky when it came to getting a new katana, because, bro, some of the katanas in this game are like 13,000 fucking eddies. So, man, I gotta tell you that it's so funny. I went from Empire of Sin, which is totally broken. Some people saw this on Twitter. I was complaining about Empire of Sin, which is another game that I want to like. There's a lot about it I like, but it is currently totally broken. Totally broken game. Desperately needs to be fixed. There's so much fucking wrong with it. But it's a good game. Like, I like it. There's a lot to it I like. Style-wise, it's very good. I really like that, but it's just broken. And the people desperately need to fix it, and they're a small dev team, so it's like, well, it's the fucking holiday, so nothing's gonna happen now. Same thing goes for fucking Cyberpunk. They're like, okay, guys, nothing's working, and we're out. We're going on holiday, we're going on vacation. Game release day. It's time for us to take a break and kick our feet up. And it's like, all this shit is broken. Well, I'll just refund it, I guess. I guess just refund the fucking game. Like, we're not gonna get around to fixing all of this shit. Game's just broken, guys. Sorry. We'll get back to it. We'll see you guys in the spring. Oh my god, this industry. This fucking industry, man. Okay, it's release day and nothing's working. Oh, nothing's working, baby. Nothing's working. And it's like, see you later, guys. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. We're going home to our families and we're going on vacation because we just spent the last several years rushing out this game. It's finally out. See you later. We're going on vacation. See you in the spring. And everything is fucked up. Even amateurish level shit of the perk systems being dysfunctional, or something's fucked up in the programming, or they're turned off or something. Oh my god. Oh my god. I had that. I went to the same shit in Bannerlord. Bannerlord, the beta for that, or the alpha, whatever the fuck they're calling it, where the perks don't work. It's like, yeah, okay, well, at least it's an alpha or a beta or whatever. It's pre-release, it's open beta, whatever. And it's like, all right, we'll get around to fixing that someday. It's a beta, so you get what you paid for. But it's like, bro, I paid 60 fucking... Well, actually, I didn't pay anything for it. But it's like, I had somebody pay this game for me. Okay, I had somebody put 60 of their own dollars and gift me this fucking game. $60 for a broken fucking game. And this isn't like, you guys remember the quaint period in like 2010, 2012, where it was like, yeah, you remember the first day of SimCity, the last SimCity, where the first day it didn't work, you couldn't play it, so it literally took them a whole day to actually get the game to work. Their servers were just down the entire time, so you couldn't play the game. So they released on Wednesday, and you could only play on Thursday. It's like, oh man, that was so embarrassing for them. It ended the series. Oh man, it's not a very good game, and it ended them because one day you were unable to play otherwise a fully functional game. But here you have Cyberpunk, where you can play it day one, but play is kind of in quotations. Play is kind of in quotations. It's like, yeah, you can play the game up until you get a game-breaking bug in your campaign and you have to restart the fucking game. But I'm not even complaining about that because I'm the kind of person that is more than willing to do that. There's never been an RPG where I have not restarted my campaign. There's never been one RPG where I have not done that for whatever my reasons are. Okay? So to me, I don't complain. It's like, okay, I have a reason to do so. I have a justified reason to restart my campaign just arbitrarily. Fine, I'm going to do that. I'll just do it. And I'll play all the same shit again, and I'll make different choices potentially, and I'll get different gear, play different builds. I'll experiment with the game. That's what I do. But the fact is that a lot of what is going on right now, I give a pass. The audio quirks, the visual quirks, and there's a bunch of them. I've had all sorts of visual bugs and all sorts of audio bugs, but a lot of those can be fixed by just reloading. You know, you got some shit going on, reload the save, and okay, it's good to go now. But man, the perks, there's no way to get around it. There's no way to get around the perk problem. And like I say, I'm being straight up when I say the difficulty curve in this game, when you finish the heist and you move to the other areas in the map, you're going to run into guys using insane weaponry where they don't miss. No matter how bad the AI is that people are going to tell you about, when they are incapable of missing you, it becomes a whole different game. And that difficulty curve, man, it just freaking goes to the sun. And I'm not talking about guys that are skull difficulty. I mean green. So they're under my level, and they're lighting me up and killing me. It's like, come on now. This should not be happening. I have like 500 fucking armor. This should not be happening to me. Should not be dying in one burst with 500 armor. Okay? These guys are below my level. What is going on? So something's going on. Something's wrong. It ain't just me that's asking these questions. Something's going on here. Something's not working as intended. But I will close this out by saying definitively, this is an 8, 9, or 10 game that is currently broken. This is a game that if it would have came out in a better state, man, I like I say, I don't want to say they should have delayed this game because I don't know if that would have made a difference because it's like, I don't know what went on. I don't know, because people are saying, oh, they should have just delayed. It's like, yeah, but they've been delaying, and they're still having these problems, so what exactly were they doing? What was going on in that time? And I don't think anyone can give you a definitive answer. I see a lot of people speculating about that shit, but I have not seen anyone give any kind of definitive answer regarding what's been going on in the meantime. One of the things that I know they have done, which you can see in the game, is that they have brought back all the voice actors, and you can tell this. They've brought back the voice actors, they've had them re-record lines, and then they've put the new lines in the game, and they're better. So you have to give them credit for that. That they've looked at the game, they've realized that some of the dialogue is cringe, so get rid of it, bring them back in, do it again, put that in the game. And that, to me, is perfectly fine, because like I said, like, a lot of the voice acting is pretty good. Like, a lot of the voices fit the characters. The accents can kind of get in the way sometimes. But you can tell that, like, they put a good amount of time and effort into that they were thinking about this as they were making the game. And there are certain scenes. One scene during the heist, which I can't spoil for you, but where you and Jackie are together behind basically a television, and something happens, and Jackie just gives you this look of fucking horror. It's so hilarious because it's like, if you are in this scene, that is exactly how you would feel. So you got to give him credit that, like, the reactions, the animations, the voice acting, that a lot of it rings true. That a lot of this is like, it feels like you are actually, like, it is immersive. Like, you really do feel like you are in the skin of another person living in this terrible fucking world where all this crazy shit is happening, where it's like, you are so unlucky because you have basically fallen face first into a massive fucking conspiracy. And it's like, oh my fucking God, like, you know, if I didn't have bad luck, I would have no luck, because things are only getting progressively fucking worse. And I'm just getting progressively deeper into this mountain of shit that is this conspiracy. And the whole time, your character is saying the exact things that I'm saying, that it's like, we are just getting in a worse and worse predicament, that the more I struggle, the worse things are getting. Like, it's so funny and it's so interesting, and it's like, yeah, this is actually immersive, this is actually well done, and there is like this element to the pacing where it's like, you know, you gotta keep going, like it's like a shark in water, like if you aren't struggling, you're drowning, so you gotta go. That's all good. That is all good, but like I said, where rubber's meeting the road, they are having some substantial problems. Specifically, like I say, with the bugs, with the hardware demands from this game, with the fucking bugs of the actual, the game itself, not just the visual stuff, but the actual game itself not playing correctly, and the contradiction that I have with the open world aspect, where it's like you have all this shit you have to do. So it's like on your back, where it's like all these instances around you that you like to clear out, want to get some loot, want to get some eddies, want to do some stuff, want to drive around. All the while, you have that pressure on the back of your head of timed mission, timed mission, timed mission, timed mission. It's like, fuck, I can't do anything else. I gotta keep doing these missions. So, I'm going to make a demand right here and now. This is my demand. Either you make the payouts for gigs way higher and you cut down on the police scanners, the scanner hustles, you cut down by that in half. You cut it in half. Get rid of half of them. Up the amount of eddies you get for the gigs to make up for the balance in the economy that you're going to be losing. Do that, I guess. And this is non-negotiable, any mission that is timed, fucking say it. Say in the fucking journal, timed mission. Unacceptable. I'm not saying put a timer in. Timed. Label it. I do not want to suffer the frustration of playing 5 hours of doing other shit only to come back to a mission where it was timed and I fail the fucking mission. And it's like, well, what are my choices? I roll back to my previous save 5 hours ago and lose all the shit that I just did just to do this one stupid mission? Or I have to deal with the fact that now I got this over my head that maybe I just failed a fucking important mission. Because some of these side missions do affect the ending. Some of these side missions affect the ending. And I don't know which ones. So, it's like, how do I know that isn't the one that's going to fuck me? How do I know that side mission isn't the one that is going to fuck me in the end? I don't know. Things are so crazy at the moment, to the degree that I am in the story, where I can't pick. I don't know which story's going to fuck me over or not, which failed mission's going to fuck me. And this ain't no 20-hour game. This is a fucking, like, 100-hour game. Easily this is a 100-hour game. If this is Dragon Age 2, yeah, get away with it then, you know? 10-hour playthrough, fine. 20 hours tops, playthrough with all the DLC, okay, maybe then. 100 hours? 100 hours and I'm failing missions because they're on a clock that I can't see? Fuck off. Fuck off with that. Alright? Fuck off with timers I can't see and I can't even guess exist. Fuck off with that. Label these cocksucking missions. So I'm currently banned on Twitter. Maybe you can at fucking CD Projekt Red with this. I can't even retweet you because I still got like 2 days or so left on my ban. Suspension, whatever. But yeah. Fix your skill trees and cite timed missions. Non-negotiable on those two positions, okay? Everyone else is complaining about visuals and pop-ins and blah, blah, blah. No, fix your skills, fix your perks, and name the timed missions. Label them as timed, because I should not be failing missions just because I went for a couple hours and did all the shit there is to do in an open world. This is an open world game. Why the fuck why do I have timed missions that I can fail? In an open world fucking game where there's a million things to fucking do. If those exist, cite them for Christ's sake, so I can pay attention to them. Don't give a clock, just say they're timed. Just say timed mission or something. Give me an iota of an idea that I can fuck this mission up just because I went and I fought some random guys in the street for 5 fucking minutes because I wanted to explore the open world. So I apologize that there's no footage, but there's nothing I can do for that. It's just this game is too demanding for my system, and it would require me to have a better system to simply record this shit. Maybe I can turn it down to its lowest settings and you can get some fucking potato footage for you to watch, but I figured at least for now it's not really the pressing matter. I just thought I'd give you some views on this. But like I say, it's not a bad game when it comes to the game itself, but it's just everything that's gone wrong with it. The fact that this fucking release has been a disaster in more than one way. And it's just like, I can get past the visual problems and even the audio problems, as annoying as they are. What I can't get past is the fact that I'm trying to play your fucking game and your perk systems aren't working. And I'm failing missions because they're timed and it's not even implied that they are. And I have the choice of rolling back 5 hours or just accepting that loss, not knowing whether that mission matters or not. What can I say? I don't know if I can recommend the game or not at the moment because it's broken. It's broken. So I'm not even sure if I can recommend it. I'd like to recommend it. Let's put it like that. I would like to recommend this game, except for all the things that are currently wrong with it that they desperately need to fix. I don't want to hear any excuses about it being Christmas. You're the one that chose to release it right now. Okay? Spend the time and fix this fucking game. If you got to pay people more to get them to do this, then fucking pay them more or bring in contractors or whatever. Get it done. Get the shit fixed. This is wholly unacceptable. But I will leave it there. Thanks for listening.